don't try to be fashionable. I mean, you can, but pencil skirts, don't bring them. You won't wear them. Bring skirts that allow you to take long, wide steps. Not long, wide, just long steps. Because you will be walking everywhere, and you will be walking fast. There were times that I ran from one side of my area to the other because I had to get to an appointment, and if I had on a skirt that didn't allow me to do that, it was very frustrating. Get a good pair of shoes. Like I said, I had a pair of Clarks that lasted me my whole mission, so that was really nice. Also get a good coat. My coat was waterproof, and that was awesome because it rains a lot there, and during the winter, every single day there will be fog. So you'll wake up to fog, and it's very thick and kind of just looms there. And when you're walking around in fog, you're just basically walking through water, and so having a waterproof coat really helped me. Have a good pair of boots, ones that are comfortable, and it would be preferred if they were waterproof. Mine were not waterproof. It does rain a lot there, and they don't have an irrigation system. So all of the water just pools onto the streets, and you end up sloshing through water, and your feet get wet. And so mine weren't waterproof, and so every night I would have to get out the heater and dry my shoes, which was not very fun. And sometimes we would have to wrap our feet in grocery bags and then put our shoes on so that we wouldn't end up with wet feet. I would also suggest just buying clothes. This is going to sound really weird, but buying clothes that won't really show sweat marks, because if you are walking around during the summer, you will be sweating a lot. And you'll walk into someone's house and you'll just be dripping with sweat, and it's not very attractive to have sweaty armpits or a sweaty back, or you can only have messenger bags with a side strap, and so you generally get a big sweat mark right here. And so just having shirts that don't really show sweat, or that don't show sweat during the summer, that's really nice, because then you won't feel self-conscious, and it just helps you to look a bit more put together.
Just a bit of advice for Sister Missionaries. I was a Sister Missionary, as you can tell. So, a little bit of advice for Sister Missionaries. Just do what you're supposed to do. Be obedient. They're amazing people. They love and they will respect you. They will shout at you in the streets and say, "Ay, guapa," which means, like, you know, beautiful, like, not even beautiful, like, pretty. And, I don't know. One time I got shouted at and they said, like, teach me about Joseph Smith. Like, if you look like that, I want to learn about Joseph Smith. And they'll call you güera, which means white girl. Which actually isn't, like, offensive there, so don't get offended. They might call you gordita, which means, like, little fat girl, but also not offensive there. Gordo or gorda is a term of endearment. Like, that's what husbands call their wives, and wives call their husbands. Ay, gorda. Ay, gordo. Which means fat, like fatty. Entonces, like, then, I mean, it's just kind of strange, no? For us. But that's something just a little bit, like, about the culture also, not just for Sister Missionaries, but that's a little bit about the culture. But just be careful. Like, Sister Missionaries, just be careful. And missionaries in general, like, just be careful. Keep an eye out. You know what you're doing. Listen to the Spirit. Don't do things that you're not supposed to. But that's really it. I mean, just like how it says, you know, stay in lighted paths and just follow the rules. That's all I can tell you. Don't do things you're not supposed to. Listen to the Spirit. That's the only way to go. Listen to the Spirit. Just so you know, a little bit before, it rains a lot in Mexico, so really do buy rain boots. It rains a ton in Puebla. Buy rain boots because you'll need it. It rains all through July. It's supposed to start in August, but it really starts like in July, and it rains all July, and then sometimes it stops in September for, like it'll rain in September, it'll stop in October and November, and then maybe it'll rain in December a little bit too. So just be careful. Bring rain boots.